Cool. What's up, guys? Free Pizza Vodka Podcast, episode 12. In the house, Von Joseph joining me from LA, Jonas Garvin, California. And
Merry Christmas!
Yeah, it's Christmas time. We're a few days out from the happy holiday. What is today? Today's the 22nd, so you got 3 days left until Christmas, 2 days left to get your shopping in. And yeah, that's what's happening right now. So it's crimbo, as they say over here, Christmas time.
Yeah, and this time of year, everybody's always like, can you believe Christmas is only 3 days away? I'm like, yes, I can. It's clearly marked on the freaking calendar every year, the 25th, you know? I did the math. 25, take away 22, you get 3 days left to do your shopping.
Exactly.
And you know the funny thing, if I may interject, like it's kind of a catch-22 on Christmas shopping anymore, because it used to be, I've always kind of enjoyed it, even though it's been a hassle. You know, I like going to the mall. You shop, you have a few drinks, you get some lunch, whatever. Now it's a lot easier because everybody is shopping online, but at the same time, a lot of these cool stores that you could go in and look at are not there anymore. And it's kind of like I don't know if catch-22 is the right word, but irony, I don't know. But it's kind of sad in a way because, you know, the mall used to be jumping. Everybody's there wearing Santa hats, you know. And now it's, I mean, over Thanksgiving, I went to a mall in San Diego. There was like 6 people and like 2 stores left. And it's really kind of sad.
The mall's an antiquated notion, really, isn't it? It's going by the wayside, kind of like television. People can create their own content now. We don't need to resort to watching TV to see something interesting. We can, you know, go right to our phones or whatever and look up exactly what we want. Whatever.
Same with shopping.
Same with shopping. Yep.
But the whole experience, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you know, maybe because we're older and the generation before us blamed our generation for being a bunch of idiots. But I'm telling you, these millennials are ruining everything. You know, my brothers are millennials, and they're part of the problem. And I hope they're listening, get their head out of their ass. But you know, it's. To me, there's a lot of experiences that are being lost because of phones, the internet, stand-up comedy being one of them. You know, the comedy shows aren't there as much as they used to be, but I'll go to that later. But yeah, to me, I don't know. I like going to the mall, wandering around, having a slice of Sbarro pizza and a beer. And
yeah, those are your memories, though. I mean, I don't think that it's necessarily something that's you said, I forget what you said about the traditions or whatever not being there anymore, but that was your tradition, and you know, newer culture just doesn't. That's not their experience, you know, and that's
the thing. We're losing a lot of our traditions. We're losing a lot of everything, not just shopping. You know,
so the tradition isn't necessarily being lost. I think the tradition is just shifting. I mean, the experience of life is in of itself is different now than it was for us, you know, 30 plus years ago. So they would
it's not.
They wouldn't be having the same experiences because they don't live the same type of lives that we used to live.
No, I get it, but there is no experience to be had when you're sitting on your phone on your couch shopping.
That's the experience, though.
That's not a fucking experience.
That is.
You might as well be on Twitter.
That's just, you know. So it's like,
dude, just fucking kill me now.
You know how you sound is exactly how I would imagine that people that were brought up in the 1930s sounded.
Do we sound like our fathers now? We've turned into our.
They were like, you know, we would get the whole family together and go out and pick a tree, and we know from the guy, and he'd bargain to get it strapped to the car for cheap, that kind of stuff. And no one does that anymore, and no one sits.
What are you talking about? There's a tree right behind me, the Charlie Brown Christmas tree special. Because we have the dog, we decided not to get a big tree this year because she likes wood furniture, so I only imagine what she would do to a tree when we're gone.
But listen,
plus, I'm sorry if I'm crabby, but my painkillers are wearing off from the surgery. So.
Listen, just from what you just said is a direct attribute to how the experience itself has changed. So like I said, people used to go and get the tree. We'll take like our grandparents, for example, who would be, you know, probably in their 90s, you know, plus now, however old you are.
World War II.
Right. So
greatest generation
their
people.
Experience was that what I just said. They went out, you know, the wife and the husband and the kids, and they got into the Studebaker or whatever, and they went and chopped down a tree.
Studebaker, he said. He's coming with a Studebaker reference. Okay, Fozzie Bear.
They went down to Higbee's or whatever, and they got a tree.
Higbee's with Ralphie.
So they got a tree, and they brought it home, and it was an event, right? So now you said, well, but we got a tree right here, but you... I don't mean to put your business out there, but you live with your partner, and you and your partner aren't married, so this would never have been acceptable back then, right?
Okay, let's clarify partner real quick, just for the listeners. When says partner, it's a woman.
Your woman.
Just so you know, I don't know we live in Hollywood. I don't want anybody getting the wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, but, I can't say girlfriend because it's like you're in your 40s. I'm going with my girlfriend.
What else are you going to call her?
Your partner. Who says girlfriend? You're 40.
My lady.
Too. Some ladies don't want to be called lady.
But no, we would go get a tree every year, her and I. We have since we've been together. We would go to the tree lot and pick a tree.
I think maybe you're missing my broader point. My point was that tradition was family to do that. She's your family, yes. You have the dog, that's your family. But the experience of life has changed. Whereas you would never live with a woman and not be married in those days, is all I'm saying. So now that experience for you has changed, so it's okay for you to have that. Whereas the experience for them shopping, they've never known that hustle and bustle of the mall. They only know to shop online. That's normal to them.
Okay, you can't compare shopping on your phone and going to the mall as opposed to living with somebody and being married to them.
Yes,
the only difference between her, the only difference between us is a piece of paper. I'm talking about you going to the mall and shopping as opposed.
Why aren't you married then if it's just a piece of paper?
Because marriage is the #1 cause of divorce. Everybody knows that.
Get out of Dodge.
I believe you're 0 for 1. So don't even start with me, dude. Don't even start with me.
He's come with some sauce today.
Yeah, dude. See what happens when you can't booze and you got to eat painkillers and your nose is all jacked up.
So, but I guess what I'm just saying is that we're doing different things. Like pretty soon, most of our cars are going to be driving themselves. So then we'll be saying that experience of driving is not the same. And they're working on phasing out petrol engines or gasoline engines out here in Europe within really soon. They're like, we're not making them anymore, period. So it's going to only be electric cars.
Well,
that ruins cars to me because I love the sound of a car when you turn it on.
Oh, definitely.
A battery, come on.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's great that, you drive a Prius, not you personally, but people that do. Oh, great, you're saving the world and everything. But I'm like, come on, you look like a total fucking pussy. I mean, if they could make a car that looked like maybe like a 70s Chevelle that ran on the sun, how rad would that be? But the Prius, it looks like a dork car. It looks like a stupid dork car. No one's ever said, yo, man, that Prius is dope. They're just stupid looking cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough to beat. Like when you go to a car show or the drag races, the raw power of these things. It's something that we're losing too in America. We're such a car culture. But it's really neat. And like I said, half these kids today, they don't know anything about muscle cars or 55 Chevys. It
doesn't mean anything to them.
No, because they don't care. They just Uber everywhere while they shop for Christmas presents on the back seat on their phone.
I don't know. To say they don't care kind of makes it sound like they're like,
they don't.
I don't want to. I'm not driving that car. That's how I feel like it sounds like. But it's not. To me, it's not like that. It's just it's just not their experience. Like we people in our age demographic have provided them with so much stuff to like make their life a certain way, so that they don't have to get up and go shop. They don't have to drive.
No, I hear that. But no, as far as cars, they don't care.
It's our fault.
When we were kids, when we were 15, all we could think about was getting that learner's permit, right? As soon as you were eligible. Yeah. And then your 16th birthday, if you were like me and like everyone else I went to high school with, your 16th birthday, you were at the DMV getting your license and it meant the world to you. Now, how many times you see these kids, they're like 23, I still don't have my license, I'll get around to it, because they can Uber, they can go. It's just, I'm like, how the fuck do you not have a license yet?
Well, that's cheaper, though. I mean, it's like, if you think about it, and I know it's because it's of where you are in the U.S. and me versus being over here in London, England, whatever. I don't live in London, but I'm just outside. But I'm in London almost, regularly, and I see most people don't drive, and most people that I know that live in that area, they don't have driver's licenses because they don't have to. So
yeah, no, London's a little different. It's kind of like Chicago or New York, San Francisco, where you really don't even need. You've got such great public transportation,
but
everything's right there.
Yeah, but let me finish. So my point is that even once you start to come out into where the suburbs are, where I live, a lot of people would prefer to take the Ubers, and even here, there's no stigma attached to taking the bus. Taking the bus is like normal here. That's normal. So when I first got here, and my ex-wife was like, "Yeah, you just take the bus." I'm like, "I'm not getting on the fucking bus. I don't know."
Yeah, I just moved here from LA. I'm like, on a bus. Do I look like a landscaper to you?
Exactly. I'm like, what kind of level down is this?
Exactly.
I'm on the bus, but the bus is normal here, right? So, but the problem with it is here, you pay I don't know what you're paying for gas, but you're probably paying about $2.50, maybe to $3 for a gallon of gas, where we're paying double that. So imagine now, instead of it costing you $80 to fill your tank, it's going to cost you $150 to fill your tank. And you've got insurance is really high here. So it's not always cost effective to own a car here. So I understand how some people have never even driven. I know 2 people, Jonas, right now, adults, both over 50, have never driven a car once in their life.
You know what? I know I can completely understand that where you're at, but like, okay, take my brother for instance, not my young or the middle, whatever, the one that he's 22 now or whatever. He didn't get his license for like a few years after or whatever, but where he lived in the suburbs of Minnesota, out of Minneapolis, you needed a car. I mean, you couldn't, and they're not going to walk anywhere.
No.
Yeah, you need but he's just like, yeah, my friends take me around, this and that. I'm like, why would you not want? They're lazy. They don't want to. Now he's 22.
I didn't have a car until I was much older, I think.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a license, just a license.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But where does he live?
He lives in Lake. Well, now he lives in Richfield. It's still the suburbs, which you need,
okay.
Where I live here in Hollywood, you don't need a car.
If you're with your people all the time, because I didn't have a car, like I said, for a while, but I didn't even get my license until I was 18, just because I didn't want to do driver's ed, and I wasn't going to get a car anyway. So I'm like, there's no point.
See, that blows my mind. Like, I mean, I was my 16th birthday. I was at the DMV. I couldn't wait.
Yeah, but did you have access to a car at 16? My mom wasn't. My mom wasn't giving me her BMW at 16. There was no access.
Yeah. So my mom let me rock the '81 Olds Cutlass. Yeah, but baby, that thing was rad.
There was no incentive there for me to even bother to go through with it and pay for driver's training when I can just wait until I'm turned 18. Then I don't have to do driver's training and I can just go take a quick test. Did
you have to pay for driver's ed in Michigan?
I think so. Yeah.
See, in high school in North Carolina, it was part of the curriculum. Like it was a class, like gym or English.
Yeah, but you take a class at school, but you still have to take lessons. It wasn't free. So
no, the lessons were everything was included. We had cars at the school.
Oh, now I don't think we may have, but I don't know. Either way,
you were too busy smoking dope.
Yeah, that
outside underneath the bleachers.
So I didn't get my license until I was 18. I actually took my girlfriend's car to the DMV, or Secretary of State in Michigan, to take my driver's test and get my license. I turned up in a car with no license, and they're like, "Okay, turn left, turn right." And I'm like, "You realize I don't have a license, and you're letting me drive you?" And it was crazy. So
yeah, it's and to me now they don't driver's ed is a dead curriculum in the schools anymore anyway. Like you have to pay everywhere to get your license. So I can kind of understand what they're saying, like I got to pay to get a license, which to me is stupid. It should be taught in schools. Like, I don't know over there, but the way people drive around here, I think apparently they just give away licenses at the DMV. There's no test anymore in Los Angeles because I mean, and the phones make it worse. Everybody it's insane the way people drive around here.
The phones, but your Congress people and them didn't want to talk to me for some reason. I've got an idea for the state of California that would have brought in an estimated upwards of $700 million a year in revenue from traffic violations. But did they want to call me back? No.
Well, you have to understand the government here in California. Anything that makes a profit or is a good idea, they're going to shit on. That's just not going to anything that's logical and makes sense. Don't even try it out here in California, man.
Well, California is where most stuff starts usually before the rest of the country follows suit. So this is for you, state of California. I'm gonna go one more round of this. across the United States. I'm going to contact the same people I did Baltimore. I'm going to reach out to my people in Michigan first because I think I got a little bit more pull back home. But I'm going to submit it again. They're doing it now in London. It's launching in London. They've already stolen my idea, and or somebody else came up with it. It's not necessarily terribly innovative if you sit down and think about it, but they're doing it now, and it's rolling out next year, and it's going to make them millions, and you guys are missing out. So I don't want to hear about any more of your bullshit. Get your head out of your asses. Anyway, you can tell I'm in a ho holiday cheer.
Yeah, no, it's the older we get, the worse it gets. You know, it's like I'm like, you know, like, you know, yeah, it's hard to get festive, especially because this whole week I've been just laying around recovering.
Yeah.
But you know, that went well Tuesday. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to get to it. I was getting to it. It was actually going to be my lead into your. So you had some work done on your nose because you live in Hollywood.
Let's clarify.
No, fuck that. Okay, first of all, we'll take the camera off him since this is the problem why I have control and you don't. So we're looking at me and we're not looking at Jonas, and now he's pissed off. So he's giving me the finger in the preview screen, but he's not live, so it doesn't matter. So Jonas lives in Los Angeles, California. He's over 40. He's feeling a little, you know, like he's getting left behind by the industry. So he went and got his nose done in hopes that it's going to get him more gigs. Go.
That is complete bullshit. It's a complete lie. No, the reason for the nose surgery on Tuesday was because I was having too much fun acting like a Hollywood star in my 20s. You know, apparently, like I said, it's weird that you do a lot of coke in your 20s and you'd have health problems in your 40s. Basically, I had the surgery so I could breathe through my nose again. That was the whole plan.
So he's just telling you guys that to seem cool, because I've known him for a long time and I've never seen him do coke once, but he talks about that shit all the time. So he's just making it up. He wanted to get his
like,
Michael Jackson done.
Yeah.
His little Michael Jackson. Nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining, a great man once said.
Well, you know, while I was there, I did get some other work done. I got some Botox. I don't know if I'm back on the screen, but you can see my lips look great. And I got new ass cheeks. And then they were running a special.
The bonus package, the Sarah Keesian.
Yeah, they told me since it was the holidays, they run a holiday special. They were offering me the Caitlyn, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that one. So I stayed. But yeah, so healing up nicely though. But like, you ever get popped in the face with a basketball?
Oh yeah, that's uncomfortable.
That's kind of what it's been felt like all week, dude. So, but like I said, I can get up and do stuff. I go for walks. I'm just not allowed to do much of anything. And
what kind of drugs did they give you?
They gave me the Tylenols and the Vicodins, and then I got my own prescription.
Yeah.
My liquor cabinet, as you well know, which is weird because I really couldn't mess around because you bleed a lot after this surgery, so they don't want anything that thins your blood. So for quite a few days there, I was off the sauce. Last night was actually the first time I had any cocktails in like I think 86 hours. Yeah, I timed it. You know, I was counting down.
He's like 86. Fuck this shit.
they said 72 hours, and I'm like just staring at the clock. Tick, 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 tick. All right, let's go. But yeah, no. So it's healing up. It's one of those things that they said, even though you feel good, you can't go do anything because if you get your heart rate up and start running around and doing sports or whatever, you could just ruin the whole surgery and your nose will fall off your head. And then you got to do it all over again. And I don't want to do it all over again. I want to go back to, I want it just to get fixed normal. So like both nostrils work. So I maybe can start doing blow again. Because that's the end all be all of the surgery is you want to be able to, when people come up to you after the show and offer you that free line of Coke, you want to be able to, hey, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. You know, it doesn't all come back out the dollar bill like it was 10 years ago.
So you want to just have it so you can use it and then go back through the surgery again in 20 years when you're 65.
No, I'm just going to do better Coke this time. I'm not going to do the really crappy stuff because if you do the good stuff, you don't have this problem. That's my plan.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I'm smart.
So
smart, very smart.
You can afford now to drink a little or to snort a little better or whatever.
Yeah, well, you know, depending on, we need to sell some DVDs. I need to book another commercial. But for right now, it's going to be shitty Coke.
That's hilarious. Well, what else is going on in Hollywood then in your segment? Because we're trying to segue you into Hollywood and all that.
On TMG?
I'm giving you a nice little softball lob here, but you're not hitting the shit because you're clearly like too sober to pay attention.
No. It's fine. There's some stuff going on. I was looking I mean, I don't know. The stuff that, it's just the whole celebrity
Your mind
culture.
is that blown that you can't come up with anything.
No.
He's
I've got
speechless,
stuff.
folks.
I was watching about Ariana Grande and what's his name, Pete Davidson. That guy looks like Skeletor. That's going to kill himself or whatever. And she rushes to his side. I'm like, shut up, dude. What are you going to kill yourself for? Because Ariana Grande dumped you? Like, give me a break, dude. You're famous. You can get some ass. Even though you're one ugly motherfucker, you can get, as we well know, all you need to have is fame in this culture in America. I don't know how it works in England, but in America, if you're famous, you can pull primo tail. So he's all butthurt about Ariana Grande dumping him. And the thing is, she's cute, but she's not like, she just too little bony thing for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd go there. If she throws it my way, if I'm in one of her music videos, I'm going there.
Oh,
but this guy, I'm going to kill myself and everything. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Maybe get a makeover or something. If I looked like Pete Davidson, I'd probably kill myself too.
When you're that young, you know everything's the end of the world for you. You know,
it's true.
Is because you haven't had any experiences broad enough with anything for it to really to have a good perspective on life. So it's like this.
Well, how old is that Pete Davidson? What is he, like 24?
Yeah, that's still too young. They're out of their minds at that.
No, I hear you. And Ariana Grande, she's like what, 13?
Yeah, something like that.
So, no, she's not 13.
She's like
but she's in another world too, because all she knows is people kissing her ass because she was like Mickey Mouse girl or some shit, right?
Right.
So she's like Britney Spears or any of these other kids that are just from the time they can crawl, they're catered to.
She's 25, by the way.
So they don't know anything.
No.
All they know is if everything's not perfect and there's not 1,000 brown M&Ms to fill a brandy glass in their dressing room, the world's coming to an end.
Well, apparently Dr. Drew wants her to stay away from Pete Davidson. So
yeah,
once
well,
that's
what I saw.
Steps in, the shit's getting serious. So
yeah, Dr. Drew. I like Dr. Drew and everything. I think he's pretty cool. I did. One of my guilty pleasures was back in the day. Remember Celebrity Rehab?
Yeah,
and
it's not on anymore.
I don't think so. But the funny thing is, like, to me, I think some of those people were just getting on the shit just so they could be on TV again, because they were going with some obscure celebrities back in the day. They're like, I just jokingly, like, wow, Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch is hooked on meth. I'm like, why is he even on this show? Which he wasn't, but that was just what, because now people are going to be like, what are you talking about? He was never on the show. But yeah, it's the way these people, they're like Demi Lovato. She's all like, people back off. I OD'd, and it's like, it's just shut the fuck up.
I think the thing of it is, something that we have to appreciate, and I'm sure you do, but it's just not being mentioned. Is like this whole generation. They're both 25, by the way. Pete and Ariana are both 25. They were brought up and they grew up in this environment that was so different from ours, and like just they are. So,
they're coddled.
Yeah, they're treated so differently by us as parents at this age group. So now we've raised a nation of
pussies,
what would be considered maybe abnormal, 25-year-olds, because no one would ever dress the way that they do now. Back when we were kids, and they don't act the way. We didn't need safe places to go and cry on campus or nothing like that. So
exactly. Well, of course, there wasn't people walking in with AK-47 once a week on their campus. Even
that was exactly what I was about to say. The climate of society has completely changed anyway. So we have president that's having support thrown behind him by certain groups that people are deemed questionable.
Oh yeah. They started a GoFundMe for build the fucking wall. We'll get to that in a minute. But
so there's all these different things that are going on that make people respond a different way. And a lot of times, we heard stuff, and our culture was just different back then. So now they see things differently now that they're older. So, but I mean, it's a major loss for a 25-year-old. He's with probably this really great girl, regardless of her celebrity status or his. And he just needs to Keep it pushing, man. He's young.
You know what he needs to do? Just get drunk and get laid, dude. Just go out. I'll tell you what, Pete, if you're listening, go out, get drunk, get like 15 hookers.
Yeah, no, screw that. Just email Jonas and send him a tweet and then go hang out. That's what you need to invite him for a drink. Tell him, it's okay.
Wait till my nose is all healed up because I'm sure you can get better blow than I can. So, yeah, we'll come on out. We'll party here in Hollywood. We'll take you to the Chateau Marmont. We'll do it up, dude.
Right on.
And you'll feel much better.
Yeah, I mean, you've gotten cut off from your supply of sex at 25, and you're heartbroken or whatever. So I get it. So
I don't see how you can be cut off.
I was speaking to somebody earlier this week, and they were telling me that women tend, and I probably knew this, but women tend to not orgasm through penetration, through sex. So does that mean that I've lived like all this time? What do you mean, what? This is like...
You're saying that like when you're up in a chick, she does not have an orgasm?
Nope. Not most of them don't. They don't climax like that. They don't...
Well, okay, if I may interject real quick. Ladies, when it comes to your orgasms, here's how this goes. When you fake it...
He's about to tell you. This is how it's supposed to go.
When you're faking it, why fake it? We don't care if you have them or not. So it's really...
That's not true. He doesn't care if you have one or not. I care because I want to make sure that you are satisfied before.
I want to take you down by the fire and make sweet love to some Perry White music.
I'm not sure.
Because that's a crock of shit, dude. Chicks orgasm in all different ways. But the fact that they can't when they're being penetrated is
all right. We take.
I know this stuff.
Taking a poll. Leave your comments below. I really need you to leave your comments below if you've even made it this far into the show. It's 26 minutes in, 25. If you're a woman, I'm going to send out a message anyway with this.
Okay, in my experience, chicks come a lot harder and easier when you're eating them out than when you're.
Period. They just telling you or faking like they do when you're inside them. They just like let's keep it pushing.
No, I can tell because usually they're like their eyes are closed and they're reading a book, whatever. I don't know, fucking they're watching TV. But I once had a chick. Okay, quick story. I was all drunked up in Minneapolis. High on coke and really horny, and I don't know if you've ever been like 3 a.m, and I went to this chick's house that I was kind of sleeping with, and she was kind of like, really asshole, you came over here for a booty call. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I'm not doing anything. She's like, you can go down on me if you want, but that's all that's going to happen. I'm like, all right, because I'm all horny and coked up, and I look up, dude, and she's like reading a book. And I'm like, okay.
You do the same shit, just like you were trying to watch the game, you like suck my dick,
Yeah,
That's how she was.
Yeah, but at least she let me in. It was cold outside, so I was appreciative of that. But no, I don't. Where's the story coming from? Either like girls can't come.
Where it's coming from. Somebody told me that's fact.
Somebody told me. Is this a reliable source?
Yes,
a woman.
Well, of course.
One woman tells you she can't come when. That's one woman.
Okay, this one woman was actually happens to be a porn star, so I think she might have a little experience in the field.
Okay, you want to talk about numb? Of course she can't come, dude. She fucking like.
Anyway,
okay,
you're generalizing, and I'm not talking about her specifically.
If I'm a chef at a steakhouse, I don't come home and get excited about a steak.
These are conversations that she had with people that are also in the industry as well, not just her experiences. It's just kind of a woman. Whatever. It's a woman conversation, but we'll see what the women say.
Tell her to call me.
We can't comment. We can't say, "Oh yeah, I've been making them come since 1990 or some shit." They don't. You don't know.
Yes, you do.
They've been lying.
Have you not seen Eddie Murphy Raw? Because they make that weird noise and then you got them.
I've only heard that woo noise once.
Yeah, I've heard it a few times, dude.
I've heard it once in 30 years.
And once you hear that, you can generally like Eddie Murphy says, like you can get away with everything, man.
That's a lie too. So, but maybe
you get away with more. Maybe you get away with more than you could.
Because I heard that sound when I was like 19. So it's there's not so much you need to be getting away with. Because you don't like.
Was it from a 15-year-old girl at the high school?
Oh, come on, dude! Why you got to interject these trolling rape stories into my life?
It wasn't. That was a joke. It wasn't a trolling rape story.
She was my age. We were dating. She was of age, even though she had slept with somebody on my wrestling team before me, and she knew that I was trying to hook up with her. Bitch. So
you sound like you were scorned by love at a young age.
Oh yeah,
because she banged some dude on your wrestling team. Like, what a whore. Is she listening? You broke his heart. He hasn't been the same since.
No.
It's been 25 years, and he's still upset you fucked Chucky from the wrestling team. Wasn't even in his own weight class, you bitch. It was the skinny guy who fought in the lightweights. You fucked the 92-pound senior. Bitch.
He was definitely smaller than me, but I wasn't really big in high school anyway. I wrestled at.
Was he one of those small guys that had like the huge dong?
Why would I know that?
Because, dude, you're wearing those sniglets or snuglets or whatever they're called, the onesies that you wear when you wrestle.
Called a singlet.
Singlet.
I wasn't looking at anybody's balls while we were at wrestling.
Dude, sometimes you just can't help it. No, we were in the Dominican one time.
Sometimes you can't just help it. I can help it.
Dude, if a 90-pound guy that's like 5'1", 90 pounds walks by me and he's got a third leg in his Speedo, you're going to notice. Like, we were in the Dominican sitting on the beach, and this dude walks by. I swear to God, he couldn't have been any taller than 5'3", maybe 105 pounds. Little skinny dude, right? But in his Speedo, he walked right in front of us, like while we were sitting on the beach, me and my girl. And he had like, it had to be 3 or 4 foot long anaconda rolled up in his Speedo.
Oh God, no one's got a dick that big. Shut
and I'm like, I look over her and I'm like, did you see that? And she's like, how could I fucking miss that? I'm like, I don't. And what I don't understand is, why does he even have the Speedo on? If I had a leg like that, I wouldn't even wear anything. I just walk around. No, it was like a 2-foot soup can rolled up in his Speedo. I'm like, I couldn't understand it. It was unreal. I've never seen anything like it. But anyway, it's like he was wearing baggy sweatpants. He's wearing tight nut hugging Speedo. You're gonna notice that shit. Not like I'm looking. You know, pops. It's like a pop up. It's a pop-up on the screen, like when you're reading articles on Facebook, and all of a sudden you get these weird pop-ups like, "Hey, things you need to know about cantaloupe." Like, I don't fucking care.
World's largest penis is like 19 inches, apparently.
Okay, well, that's because maybe this guy had never been interviewed.
18.9 inches. He says he stretched it using weights, and it's now thought to be the world's biggest.
Is it all skinny though, like a bully stick you feed your dog? You know, they're like they're like this long, but they're like now you're looking. You're looking. I don't actively seek out.
You're at the beach looking at some guy in his Speedos, looking at his dick.
I was at the beach. I was there first. I was there first, and he walked by me.
You look away. If somebody really unattractive walked by, you wouldn't be looking at her. You'd look away, but you looked at that dick.
Okay, if a chick walked by with fucking 44 90Z giant tits, it was eye level. It was right in my line of sight. It was a pop up.
I sit on the train and there's guys that don't get a seat and they're standing there with their asses right in my face. I don't look at it. I look.
Yes, away. You look away. Now, okay.
So the thing is, like I said, that guy's dick, and you wanted.
I didn't want to look at it. I was in shock.
Analyze the dick so you can talk about it later.
We were both such in shock we couldn't look away. Like this, the size of this water bottle doesn't do it justice. It was at least 3 feet longer and twice as big around as this.
There's no 3 feet.
Pure shock.
Maybe he was just really short and it seemed bigger than it was.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man, but it was pretty. I still have to sleep with the lights on sometimes from that.
I'm sorry you have had that experience, and hopefully
traumatized.
Get you some therapy. So football, you got football tonight. We are nearing the end of the NFL season, ladies and gentlemen. It is finally happening. What is this, week 15?
Week 16.
Week 16, that's right.
And then we got week 17, and then playoffs. Got
Playoffs. So you got Washington Redskins and Tennessee tonight. Normally we do the show on Sunday, which is strange. We should do the shows on Saturdays before the games play, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore now because the season's almost over. But
yeah.
Wow, 7-7 Washington, 8-6 Tennessee. So we're going to go in on that real quick. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Free Pizza and Vodka Podcast. Stick around. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit us up on Instagram at Free Pizza and Vodka. Subscribe to Podbean so you get the shows. Subscribe to Spotify. We're on Spotify. And we're all over. Wherever you get your stuff, check us out. We're on v3tv.uk for video versions. You can see us at YouTube. You can see us at jonasgarvin.com. You can see all this stuff. We'll be right back. Thanks for sticking with us. Welcome back to the show. Hope you guys had a great little break like we did. And we're back. So we're going to talk about week 16 in the NFL. My team is out. Jonas's team is in. We got Washington.
Not just in, the NFC North champs.
Anyway, Washington. Yep, we did. Congratulations. Washington, Tennessee. Who do you got on this game? I didn't put up any picks yet because I wanted to do the show first.
I picked the Titans. For one, they have a better record, and for two, they're at home. And
It's the Tennessee
but this
Titans.
could,
Yep.
yeah, but this could be a really good game to watch because the Redskins are still in the hunt to get in the playoffs. And you know how teams, if you're on that bubble and you got to win out, sometimes you kick it up a notch.
Right.
So I'm just hoping for a really fun game to watch this afternoon because usually these games that mean something are, as you know, a lot more fun to watch than as I'm glaring at the pregame here. And you know what else is fun to watch too? Sometimes you get a really good game and you get like a 2-14 team against a 2-14 team. Those are fun games to watch too. But this one should be good. I anticipate the second game, Chargers and Baltimore not being so much, but the Chargers look really good.
That's the game I want to watch, but it's on at what 8, 9, 10,
Like
12,
3 in the morning your time. No, it starts at 5 o'clock. Yeah, so it'd be like 1:30 in the morning.
I'm not staying up to watch that. It's not enough.
But yeah, 2 games today, and Adrian Peterson, he's there. I'm watching him warm up right now for the Redskins. He's. I bet if more people raise their kids like Adrian Peterson, we'd have less school shootings. But that's another topic for another time.
See, that's going back to what you touched on before about things just being different, and that started really happening around the 90s, mid to late 90s, I think, early 90s. You can't hit your kids, and then they're calling,
and then all of a sudden here come all the school shootings. No sense of repercussion. No sense of you're not scared of anything anymore. But we'll get back to football. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. You give the Redskins a shot in this one?
Yeah, I got Redskins all day on that game.
Really?
I haven't looked at who's in and who's out. I guess I can take a quick look right now and see.
Have you been keeping track of our picks for the season? Because we do have the pizza and vodka bet going.
I've been meaning to tally those, but I will get to those this week and going into week 17, so we'll know for sure. The Titans are 5-1 at home this season. They're 3-5 on the road, so they're looking pretty good as far as their records go, being at home. Washington, their offenses are both the same. Washington's offense is ranked 28th. Tennessee's 27th, but the defense, man, is going to be the key, I think. Tennessee Titans ranked 7th on the defense side of the game. So, whereas Washington.
Okay, 18th. Can I interrupt real quick?
Say what you got.
I'm watching the pregame, dude, and I just saw the gnarliest looking pork chops ever. They're showing some people tailgating, right? Like these pork chops were like the size of your head. This thick. They're in Nashville, so they're in the South. They love some pork, but man, they looked good. I think I might get after we're done here. I'm gonna go get some pork chops.
That sounds disgusting.
That means you don't like pork chops?
Oh, come on, dude. So, rushing, their Titans are ranked.
Are you
5th.
Jewish?
They're ranked 5th.
Pork chops taste good.
Washington's ranked 17th. So Washington is lagging on rushing. They're lagging on defense. So on the papers, Tennessee is definitely the better game. Last time they met was in 2014, and Washington won by 2 points, 17-19. So I don't think Washington has a chance really to beat them. But I'm picking Washington to win.
Well, the thing is, like I said, there's that. The Redskins are 7-7. They're fighting to get in the playoffs. You kick it up a notch, and all of a sudden, it's anybody's ball game. And the nice thing about the NFL too is everybody is a paid professional, so you can't really call a game in like in college.
Right.
You have to come out swinging. I don't care if you're playing a team that hasn't won a game. The minute you stop. That's why I'm not a big college football fan. We can talk about that next week. But the minute you stop or start thinking that you can phone it in the NFL, that's when these teams, and especially this time of year, when you have these teams that have no chance in hell of going to the playoffs, their mentality is, if we're not going, you're not going. So they will do everything they can to fuck your shit up.
Oh, yeah, there's always those spoiler teams out there now that are definitely trying to keep.
Generally, Cleveland and Detroit are the top two. Spoiler teams.
Going in. Well, we play Minnesota this week, and Cleveland plays Cincinnati, and neither of them motherfuckers is going anywhere. Excuse my French. So, Ravens, Chargers. Chargers are 11-3. Chargers have won like 10 of their last 11 games, or something. 11 of their last 12. One of the two.
Yeah.
So they've won 10 of their last 11 games. But, dude, on paper, wow. Baltimore, number 1 defense in the NFL, number 2 in rushing. So
Are they really?
Yep, number 2 in
Wow.
rushing. They just can't throw the ball versus Phil Rivers is number 8. And
Hey, you're going to have to throw the ball to keep up with the Chargers because Rivers is lighting it up. And, the Chargers are at home or their temporary home down at the StubHub Center in Carson, which is south of here. They play like its capacity like 15 people.
They're in Carson. They're not even in LA. They're in Carson.
They're in Carson, which is way.
That's about IKEA.
It's LA County. It's off the 40. It's remember where the Goodyear blimp used to be, like on the 110 and the 405.
Yeah, that's trash.
It's down from there. It's the Home Depot Center, like where they have. I think they have such awesome events as like. I don't even know what they have there, dude. But
tractor pull and
no, it's not even big enough for a tractor pull. It's like you draw more people for the tractor pull. They got to go to like Dodger Stadium for that. But and the thing about the Chargers, dude, I've said this before. Please go back to San Diego. This is not a knock on the Chargers at all. The Chargers belong in San Diego. That'd be like taking the Packers out of Green Bay or Lions out of Detroit, something like that. Because you think of San Diego, you think the Chargers, you think the Padres, right? And the people there love the Chargers. And they belong in San Diego. And they're like the 8th largest city in America. Why do they not have a football team? And we don't need 2 football teams in Los Angeles. NFL, if you're freaking listening, we don't need 2 teams.
Well, you need 2 basketball teams in that son of a bitch, so...
But then we got 2 of everything. I don't understand why. We're not... It's L.A. I understand in New York because it's probably a little more spread. I don't know. Maybe...
No, it's not.
Maybe, okay. It's even less. All right. Yeah. But I don't understand why these cities need... There's so many cities that want teams that don't have them, and then you got our dumbasses here in L.A. 2 basketball teams, 2 hockey teams, 2 baseball teams, 2 football teams. I understand it's money. I get that. I get it.
Tax money, baby.
But I don't like the whole shared stadium thing either. I don't like that because you don't really like. The Clippers and the Lakers play at the Staples Center. That's the Lakers building. Yeah. You go in there for a game to see a Clipper game, and there's Laker banners hanging everywhere. What kind of home? It's stupid. And the Chargers and the Rams are going to share that new stadium in Inglewood, which is just. It's stupid. Yeah, okay, the Redskins, I'm looking at it right now, the 8th seed. So if they get, Minnesota's got to do some moves, Chargers. Okay, Chargers are 11-3. And it's a wild card spot. That's what's funny, dude. Like, the Steelers are first in the division.
You're in a wild card spot. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the Chargers will win today. I mean, I just don't see Baltimore hanging.
I'm taking Baltimore on that one, so we're butting heads on that one. So New York Giants and Indianapolis Colts 5-9.
That's an easy.
New York against Andrew Luck at home. Give me the Giants, man. I'm taking all the away teams so far. Give me the Giants.
I'm taking all the home teams this week, except for the afternoon games and the Carolina-Atlanta game. So we know the Colts are going to win that game. They're at home. New York Giants are awful this year, but they did beat the Bears. So, all right, next game, Houston at Philly.
No, the next game on my chart here is Jacksonville and Miami. At Miami, 7-7. Jacksonville 4-10. Most disappointing team for me this season by far. The last 2 seasons, Jacksonville Jaguars. I have to go with Miami on that. And
yeah, I'm taking Miami as well because I also heard that it's Dan Marino Day tomorrow. Dan Marino is actually going to play. So that's what number 13 is suiting up. Take the Dolphins.
Right on.
And there's some people listening right now. They're like taking me. They're like, really?
No.
Is he serious?
And I just said Ndamukong Suh at Miami. He's not in Miami. Obviously, he's in L.A. Carolina Panthers 6-8. At home against the Atlanta Falcons, 5-9. So we got loser bowl, the first loser bowl of the week, and of course, with Carolina Panthers there at home.
Well, I was, but then Cam Newton is done for the rest of the season, so I'm taking Atlanta. I figured they're going to go in there and light them up. So give me the Falcons.
Cleveland, Cincinnati at Cleveland, 6-7 with 1 and 6-8. Again, loser bowl number 2.
Cleveland is fighting for a wild card. They're on the bubble. They're mathematically not eliminated, but they've turned it in Believe land again.
Bubble.
And
are they really?
They're mathematically eligible if
they are. They're in the hunt.
Yeah, no. They're if every team in the NFL dies in a plane crash and Cleveland wins out, they get a wild card spot. But
the 10th seed. So
yeah, so there's a chance, but I'm taking Cleveland in this game. They're at home and they're playing.
Yeah.
Like they think they can win every game.
They've got a reason to win. They got a reason to win. So I'll take Cleveland with that one as well. Dallas, man, that's another team that I just thought was going to be lighting this shit up. But
riding high in April, shot down in May.
So we'll see what happens with that. I'll take Dallas over Tampa Bay.
I concur. The message is authentic.
Yeah, I'll take Dallas. Next game, Detroit, Minnesota. I don't care about either of those teams anymore. Detroit.
Quit lying.
Home.
You'll be wearing your Lions hat. I'm taking Detroit in this one because I got to feel, like I said, they're playing spoiler. They're trying. Minnesota's, has to win and get their wild card spot locked up and everything. So Detroit, knock them down.
Yeah.
Just so I can make fun of my brothers and my dad who are Viking fans.
And Chicago's wild card too, though. So
no, Chicago won the division.
It says, or wild card round, third seed. Yeah.
They will host a game.
Yeah, so they'll
host a wild card team unless they can upseed the Rams.
Yeah, well, hopefully that doesn't end up happening. New England playing Buffalo. Give me a break. New England, have a nice day.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, easy.
This is a surprising suck bowl for me, with Green Bay being 5-8-1. So
isn't it awesome?
That is unbelievable. And I thought it was going to be a really good season for Detroit to have an opportunity to do something, because it's always been Green Bay. Even if we have a better record and then we end up having to play them, that's just what happened about 2 seasons ago. We ended up losing because of Green Bay, and we had a better record.
Yeah, well, the thing about the Packers is you got to hand it to that franchise that when they're not in the hunt at this time of year, you're shocked, because they legitimately put a quality product out there every single year. And you're like, wow, Green Bay is not even they can't go to the playoffs at all. You're completely shocked. Trust me, I think it's awesome, but it's weird, and it's very, very strange. It's kind of like we've gotten so used to New England being in the playoffs every year that if they don't go, you're like, wow, what's going on?
Not that great this year. I mean, you can only is even Clay Matthews even still playing? I think he's
but still, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you got Aaron. You give me 10 drunk guys from a bar and Aaron Rodgers. You got a shot.
That nonsense is bullshit, because
no, it's not.
Got Aaron Rodgers and they've only won 5 games.
I said you have a chance. You have a chance at winning.
No,
you have a chance.
He's got more than the 5 drunk guys, though, is the point. So they should be doing really well. They're doing really well. They're not. They should be.
No, well, they lost their coach too. I mean, they fired him like after a game a few weeks ago. Like, you can't really have a harmonious locker room when that happens towards the end of the season for the push.
Win. Both teams suck. You have to go with Green Bay. I mean,
no, I'm going with the Jets at home.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm going with the Jets.
I'd almost be willing to put.
They got that fireman. They got that fireman in the bleachers, the Fire Marshal Bill or whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
The big yoked out guy that wears the fire captain hat. And he like beats on the wall, and they've had him on sports shows and everything. He would be like he's like a super fan, I guess, like from Chicago. But he's Fire Marshal Ed or something like that. Look him up. It's big. I don't know what he is, but yeah, he's the dude.
Look, so Houston, man, over Philadelphia, 7-7. Houston, 10-4. Houston Texans. I'm taking Houston all day on this one, man. They're ready.
Let's see. I got the Philly Eagles. They are another one fighting on the bubble.
Oh man,
they're at home and they're fighting for the playoffs. I'm telling you, dude, weird shit happens, and they got that Nick Foles getting ready to give another push like he did last year. They're all hyped up,
dude.
Philly fans are pumped up. They're ready to throw snowballs at Jesus and start fights and stab each other.
Philly fans are trash, dude. I mean,
yes, they are. They're Raiders East.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Philly.
Every time they score a touchdown, they're playing this stupid Rocky theme over there. Like, he wasn't even a real person. Idiots. He's a film star. Idiots.
Wait a minute. Rocky wasn't real?
Give me a break. Philadelphia's trash.
Fucking
anyway.
dick. Next you can tell me Santa's not real either.
So, LA Rams, Arizona. Yeah, give me a break. Chicago, San Francisco. This could be an interesting game, as much as I know you don't
dangerous
think
game
about it. But
no, I'm always nervous when the Bears have to go to San Francisco because they don't play well there at all. They've wrapped up the division, and San Francisco, ever since I was a little kid, has been one of those teams that the Bears just cannot beat. no matter how shitty they are.
They beat them last December, 15-14, Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, no, they've won a few games against them, but it's just one of those teams.
San Francisco won that game.
Yeah, no, they did. When all the Bears got was field goals, and I think San Francisco kicked like 4 field goals to win the game, and I think that was the game where the Bears missed a bunch or whatever, but they're in San Francisco. It's never a good scenario for the Bears. No matter who's coaching, who's playing, what their records are, it's just not good. I picked the Bears, of course, to win, but
you picked the Bears.
I don't.
Okay, you think they're going to pull it off? Then, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope. Not think. Hope.
Wow. Well, 49ers are 7-1 in December games in the Shanahan era, which is only since last year, but. The Bears defense is just smashing, so I don't know what's going to really happen. We'll see. I'm picking San Francisco.
All right, then.
California team.
All right.
We'll see what happens. Just because I want that friction. I want that friction. So Pittsburgh, New Orleans Saints, 12-2 Saints. We lost one game, won every game since, or 2 games. Well, they lost one in the middle of the season, but. 12-2. I don't think they're losing to Pittsburgh.
I actually picked Pittsburgh, so I don't know. I just had a hunch.
What hunch and why?
Just cause. See, when I make these picks, I have all the charts in front of me and everything, of like records and win-loss and stuff like that. But so whatever reason I was is because like I look at like. What teams have to do to go to the playoffs, what their records are, this and that. And like I said, I'll have stuff up on the screens in front of me to make I'm not like Jimmy the Greek professional gambler, but I do put some thought into it. And then sometimes I'm just drunk and flip coins. But I picked Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I stand by my decision.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's going to get their asses whipped tomorrow, bro. So, Kansas City, Seattle. Kansas City is 11-3, and Seattle is another one of those teams that I thought was going to be doing much better this season. And they're playing well, but they're just not well enough.
Kansas City's playing too well.
Yeah, I
picked the Chiefs.
Pick the Chiefs?
Yeah. Take the Chiefs.
Man.
Yep.
Home. Yeah, I got to take Seattle, bro.
Well, they're at home, and that's a tough place to play. That's a loud stadium. I've been there before, dude. And there's no roof on it. It is the loud. I've been to dome football games. That is the loudest. And I was there for preseason, and it's still louder than any place I've ever been.
Wow.
That Lincoln Financial Field, is that what it is? The Link?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Seattle. And Seattle's a great city anyway. I love going to Seattle. It's so rad up there.
Right on. And our last game, Monday Night Football, is the 6-8 Denver Broncos are going to be going to Oakland to play the 3-11 Raiders. Whatever.
Division game, rivalry game, tough to call because I don't care what records are when you're playing. That's like Green Bay, Chicago. It's Auburn, Alabama. It's Ohio State, Michigan. Denver and Oakland. I took Oakland at home.
Yep, I take Oakland too. They're not going to lose.
Right on.
I don't think that Denver's going to beat them. So, yeah, that's the pick for the week. The picks for the week. Check them out, and we're done, dude. So
right on. Well, you guys have a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. For the Seinfeld fans out there. I'm gonna go pick the poll. And yeah, man, we will talk to you probably next weekend. We'll do our New Year's edition, and we'll talk a little more football, talk a little more current events, and some stupid celebrity gossip.
Yeah, we'll see. Let me see. What is next Sunday? It'll be New Year's Eve, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be New Year's Eve.
Week 16.
And if we do it on Saturday, it'll be New Year's Eve.
We'll see what's happening with schedules and time and whatnot. But yeah, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, check us out on our various social media platforms and jonasgarvin.com. You got any shows? You don't have any shit coming up right now, do you?
Nah, dude, I'm relegated to the house. I am not allowed to raise my heart rate whatsoever. So no performing, no exercising, no nothing. So you can go to my website and watch clips.
Get you an Xbox. We'll go
Yeah, exactly.
Do something.
No, I'm catching up on my episodes of Maury Povich these days, which is kind of cool. You Are the Father.
I love Maury. Every time I
Oh, dude, it's the greatest show ever.
Maury.
You can't get it over there?
I don't watch TV. I don't even have a TV. I have a TV in here, and that's for playing video games. But
oh, well, you're missing out. Well, I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll start posting if people want to get on my Facebook, Twitter, and all that, and Instagram. I'll start posting Maury updates for you.
There you go.
We'll play drinking games.
Awesome.
You know, whoever's the father, we'll do a shot. Whoever's the baby daddy, whatever, we'll party.
We'll figure it out. Cool. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys. Hopefully, one last show before the new year is here.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next week on Free Pizza and Vodka Podcast. Peace.
Later.